Today I've come to Farnham in Surrey to see Farnham Castle. Just standing at the foot of it makes you realise how massive it is. Just staggering in size. Here a stone entranceway has been put into it. That would have originally been a drawbridge in the medieval period, all wood and a great big pit. So under siege they could just draw that up and there'd be no way to get in. The design of Farnham is what they call a shell keep, a single massive keep. It is occasionally also called a donjon or a donjon annulaire. And this one would have had a wooden drawbridge gallery just there, and if that was set fire to or whatever, all that would happen is it would collapse, taking the drawbridge with it. So it would be no advantage to the defenders to take that wooden gallery, and it would provide a point for archers to fire down on attackers, or indeed drop worse things, boiling oil, manure, that sort of thing. There would have been a wooden portcullis in the centre there, and by the looks of it, two doorways, two sets of gates. Yeah, there's where the portcullis would have gone. Up there, quite staggeringly well-preserved gatehouse. And this is the inside of the keep up at the top of Farnham. The castle was originally built as a Motte and Bailey castle by the Bishop of Winchester. It is approximately halfway to London from Winchester, so it would have provided a stopping point for him and would have been much more defensible than the city of Winchester itself. So if the city were to fall, the bishop could retreat to here. It sounds crazy that bishops had to think about that sort of thing, but they did. It's in remarkably good shape. The original Motte and Bailey Castle was destroyed. It is assumed on orders of Henry II. And the castle that exists now, the Shell Keep, was built using the original Motte and Bailey as its foundations. These Shell Keeps fell out of favour around the 1200s because they weren't defensible once they were taken. I know that sounds ridiculous, but castles made up of many, many towers would be much more defensible in the long run because each tower could be lost one at a time and the entire castle wouldn't fall. While this seems to present a very strong defensive fort, the moment any part of it is breached, the entire keep is very likely to fall. And that's the main reason they stopped building them. Because it's certainly very impressive, and in terms of a household would have been very pleasant to live in, because these walls would have gone up to the height of that gatehouse originally, and the interior here would be filled with apartments, wooden buildings put up against the castle walls, and could have made a very, very pleasant manor house here. Like many of Britain's castles, this one was largely destroyed in the English Civil War. It was pounded by cannon fire to the point of indefensibility during the war, which means it was actually destroyed in combat, whereas many of them were slighted once the war was finished. And you can see the deepest hole there. The forces, that when they were finished, they decided it couldn't be defended, so they saved the rest of their ammunition. But it is quite beautiful now. This area of gravel shows the approximate location of the original Norman keep, which would have reached about this height and has since been built up all around. So this entire area was building up against where the keep originally would have been. And there was a well shaft dug here that went down well below the bottom of the site, and you can see how what the foundations of the castle look like under the grass. They are quite staggering, and they go a long way down. A very, very long way down. That actually looks less on camera. In person, I'd say that was 4 or 5 stories. That's a long way down. Did not enjoy leaning the camera over that. The bishops maintained that there should be a version of every single room in the bishop's palace here at the keep, be it the chapel, the storerooms, chancellery. They made sure that when they were here, as opposed to in Winchester, they had everything that they wanted. And there would have been several towers there, over there, one over there in the sun where you can't see and the camera won't focus. And in between them you can see the foundations of some of the rooms. They would have been quite tall, and the well would have been in the middle there, providing water to the site, making it a very capable castle of defending itself, because it has constant access to fresh water, which most castles in a siege don't. And from here you can see why it's such a defensible site. You can see for miles from here, all the way to the South Downs. And it's blissfully breezy on one of the hottest days of the year that I've come out to film in. Whew.